Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Joshua Sohn. Welcome back. This is Composing Live, where we have an up-close and personal look at how music is made. Today is part 5 of this mock-up series for the piece called the Moldau, and it's quite the burly one. It's actually, I think, around 9 or 10 minutes long, sometimes even more, depending. And because of how big this piece is, I decided to condense it down to about maybe half of that. And what I ended up doing is I'm splicing together the first half, or maybe let's just say the first section, and then I'm going to piece the last section of this piece. And it works really well because they kind of have a nice transition to that point. So today we're going to be actually starting the last section, which is right after this bar right here, 105 looks like. So that's the plan for today. We're gonna spend a lot of time on this new section. I will go ahead and play through this though. That's kind of what we do in the beginning of each episode, just to recap. Full disclosure, I have not touched this, and nor do I touch my other sessions generally, so this is kind of where we left off as is, and let's go ahead and get started. Let me make sure the music is stopped on the background music there, and let's go ahead and press play. Let's zoom in just a little bit. Sorry, there we go. Here's the repeat. Okay, great. And I actually heard a stuck note again. This is something that I noticed last time. I'm not sure where it's coming from. It sounds like a violin. It could be a viola, but it's probably one of these two strings, either the Pacific Violin 1 or the Spitfire stuff. It looks like I have two things going on in Spitfire. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. That's really important to dial down, because if it keeps doing that, the it's gonna be like a needle in a haystack sometimes. I have a feeling it might be because these two events are split. So I'm gonna just go ahead and take a look right there and see if there's just something funky going on. Um, but yeah, I mean, one thing you can do, and I'll do this right now, is I'm just gonna press play. I don't know if I'll do the whole thing, but I'll press play somewhere here, and let's just see if that stuck note happens again. I don't know if you guys experience this, but anytime there's a stuck note, there's something wrong with the programming inside of what I did. Either it's like a sustain pedal, MIDI data thing that you accidentally put in. And other times it's just something funky with the scripting of the sample library itself. I don't know. So let's go ahead and press play and see if it triggers. Let's see if you hear it here. I'm not hearing it yet. It's kind of cool to just hear the strings by itself. I think I hear it. Huh? No, maybe not. And that's actually a little funky. We might fix that. Okay, let's see what happens at the end. Right there. Okay, where is that coming from? We can solo it. Oh, it's this one. Okay, so it looks like it's Pacific Violin 1. That's it's too bad. I don't know where that happens or how we can fix that. Let's look at the expression map real quick. That could be one reason. It looks like I haven't assigned these notes, all the notes at least. The way I have it is in attribute mode for expression map. So what that means is I have to assign every single note. I prefer it this way though, as it plays a little more accurately, but it's not always perfect. So maybe just by doing that, that fixes the issue. If not, my other suspicion is there's like two notes on top of each other, something like where I do this and then you put it on top like this and they're overlapping. So it could be something like that. There is a shortcut key. I just have it as Control-Alt-D, I believe, and that deletes duplicates. You can also, I think, delete doubles. Alt-D actually is my shortcut key. So yeah, anyways, maybe that is the reason. And then if it's not like a perfect double, if the notes are not like over each other, sometimes you can kind of see it in if you zoom in. You might actually they might just overlap a bit, and sometimes that causes a stuck note. Anyways, these are the things that you start to let your mind go crazy when you're working with MIDI is all these little technical stuff that you have to deal with. So I'm just gonna do that real quick, and if you guys even spot something, um, you can let me know as well. Guy mentioned how my week went. That's very nice of you to ask. My week has been pretty good. I've had a phone call recently to work on a big project, and if it goes well, I haven't gotten the gig or anything, but if all goes well, it's very exciting, and it's something that I can definitely brag about down the road. But it's more the opportunity to work with a composer that I admire. So that is something I would be very stoked about if I get the gig. Oh, here you go. Look at that. I think I found it. So, and that's probably the note. That's C. Maybe not. No, I don't think these are overlapping. Let's see. No, they're just like perfectly in legato with each other. So it's not that. I got excited for a second. Besides that, I've been working on a new, well, you guys probably know, but I've been working on a production music library, and I finally found a publisher that is willing to take me in, and we'll be doing an EP for that. So that should be out the door soon, delivering probably next week on that one. I have to write a final track and deliver that. So and then it's a paying gig too. It's they I can't reveal who it's with, but they pay up front for the tracks, and as well as royalties on the back end once it's used in a reality TV show or whatever else. So that's always good to have. If you can ever land a deal like that's the best of both worlds. Yeah, there's just a lot of projects. I've been working on a Halloween album for a client, and the other one is I've been working on some demos for a sample library, and then again they also pay. So it's been a great month, and I'm just very grateful for all the gigs that are coming my way. Okay, so with that being said, thank you for asking that, guy, and for anyone that is also enjoying these videos, please do, if you're wanting to support in any way, please like this video and then share it with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't already. Any help goes a long way. All right, so going back to this issue, I don't know if I found it. So the only thing that I did different was I assigned all the notes to legato, and then I also did the delete doubles in case I accidentally did that. So hopefully once we play this back down the road, it's not going to happen again. There was also this funky little run that I'm hearing. I think it's in these two or maybe three areas. Let's have a look-sees. I think it's this one. So it happens actually here because this is just a repeat. So over on this part, okay, so that to me sounded okay, but on this repeated part, if I can find it, this one right here, this one kind of sounded off to me. I'm not sure why. Okay, right. So you can hear the difference. Let's play this again. Okay, there's something nice about that one. They're all overlapping and they're all legato. Something here's not jiving. I'm not sure why. It was a copy and paste and everything. So what we'll do is we'll just lengthen this. What is going on? That is so weird. Okay, so it could be these libraries. Oh, this is Spitfire, huh? Well, I guess this doesn't have an expression map because this is just a performance legato patch, and something is just, for some reason, that just sounds off. So I'm gonna also try the delete doubles shortcut and see if that does anything. What? Okay. See, this doesn't make sense at all because this is just the exact replica of this. And that sounds good. Sounds good. But for some reason this one, it sounds different. I don't know why. That's so weird. There's no explanation. Any comments on the upcoming performance samples library solo strings? Ooh, man, I'm excited. I don't know too much. I haven't been following up, to be honest, but you know, I do have somewhat of a relationship with Jasper Jasper Blunk, and if I could reach out and have a little chat, or just ask if there's a way to do another play test, I'd be so on top of doing something like that. And yeah, I think Pacific's string library and the Vista are one of the best out there in terms of just the ease of programming, and also for like right out of the box, just the mix and the room sounds. It sounds great. So I think solo strings will be no different in terms of just the expectations. Anyways, going back to this funny Spitfire stuff. I don't know how to do this besides. How about we delete this? Okay. And I just have to remember where this starts. But like, let's say from here to here, or even here. So it's from 94. This is 4 measures. Oops, wrong button. Wrong button again. So these 4 measures I need to find over here. I'm just going to copy and paste it again. Sometimes that's the fix. So I'm going to copy. Go back over here. Okay. All right, let's try. Okay, it's still doing it, as you can see. So then my only other concern is, do I have like some kind of plugin that's just automating? I have no clue. That is funky. Okay, well, shoot. That's a bummer. I really don't know what I'm doing here to have caused or made the Spitfire gods mad here. So the only thing I can do differently is I'm going to turn on this instance of Pacific and maybe just mask this spot. Just a temporary fix, let's just say. And if I were to do that, will that be enough? Probably. This is kind of weird, but I'm going to do it just so that we have something there. Okay, it's going to be louder though. It's much louder than the Spitfire one. Okay, and it's a little bit more bright, as you can hear. It's kind of more in your face. The only other thing is just make sure these are legato. Yeah, see, that sounds good. I don't know what the heck's going on with this one. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I mean, these 21, 22 are just mic positions, I believe. Let me just double check that. Yeah. Anywho, this boggles my mind. Okay, let's go ahead and press play and get the balancing right. Okay, cool. And then my only other concern is it also happening in this viola? No, so it's just it's just that part. It's so weird. Okay. All right. All right. Let's move on, shall we? So we have that little line. So the transition between is a little bit different sounding, as you can hear with the sonic difference, but I think it's okay because there's so much other stuff happening there you won't even notice. But let's just do that. Let's move on. I think that was the only other tweak for this previous section. Now we can move on to the next section. So first off, we're gonna just delete this measure 105. And I also have the score up. Let me just grab that and open that up. Okay. Yeah. Guy, I saw your comment, copy, delete, paste. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I kind of did that. I guess I could delete the entire event section itself. And Emperor of Cheese is here. It's good to see you. Let's see here. So the reason why I'm pulling this up is to actually show you the score and where I'm cutting to the next section. As I mentioned, this is a condensed version. So we have measure 79 being the last part of where we just ended with the repeat. This is the second time repeated. And then we're actually not going to be doing this fun hunt in the woods section. We're going to actually go clear down, and I actually don't remember quite, but I think I made a red pen marking somewhere on my iPad. Okay, so right here, 278, 275, 272, right there with that nice star. Okay, so this is where we end, or where we end up, and it's called the St. John's Rapids. So this is kind of think you know, like going what was it, White River rafting. This is like the most intense part where it's just it's danger ahead. So we're gonna go right to that point and move on. So with that being said, I like always starting from the bottom up. So meaning, you know, you kind of have your base as the foundation, kind of like when you're painting. When you watch someone like Bob Ross, for instance, paint. You know, they kind of get the background going first. And to me, I feel like that's always a better place than maybe the melody. Not always, but that's kind of my approach. So I'll start with probably the timpani and the contrabass, maybe bassoon, and then cello, and then kind of work my way up. We can also do percussion. Percussion's kind of fun to get going. So let's start with timpani. Why not? So there's a lot of cool tremolo or rolls going from the timpani here. And I'm just gonna try to find a spot where we can end it. So it looks like there's plenty of timpani to go around, and yeah. If you guys like to hear this, I have the recording. I'm gonna actually play it, and so we can hear that together. So this is where I actually bounced this track. So I mean, before it was spliced together, I'm actually gonna go back a little bit. Cool, right? So yeah, just think, you know, just the White Rapids here. So I need to get this view mode a little bit better, so let me just fix that real quick. Wrapped, and let's zoom out just one more. I think it was wrap scrolling, right? Yeah, wrap scrolling. For some reason, there we go. Okay, all right. So now we're in better position. Let's hear it again. Nice, quiet, good contrast. All right, so of course we're not going to be able to do all that today, but this kind of gives us a preview of where that goes in. With that being said, let me put my camera back on. A good goal, and maybe what we could do here is from 3:30. So 3:32 is kind of like the big transition to the last final moment. But for this danger moment, at least, it's 271 to wherever that measure was. If we go there and add maybe the bass line and percussion to the end today, that I definitely can do that, I think. And then whatever else we do on top of that, I think would be a great start. Yeah, this is kind of a daunting one. First, everything's fortissimo, right? So we're gonna have to use the top of the mod wheel for a lot of this stuff. But other than that, I mean, this is gonna be a lot of fun. So I've actually found this to be one of the best setups. Just kind of having this and kind of toggling back and forth as I record notes in. And then I also have my iPad, so let me make sure my iPad is synced to that moment as well. So we're at 271. Let's go all the way down. Let's see. What page is that? 66. Looks like Sam's joined the party as well. Good news. Oh man, there's too much good news going on. All I'll say is, I'm busy and I'm working and getting the gigs. So that's it's always good there. So 271. I'm going to start with, I said timpani, right? Let's try timpani. And then I might kind of cross between the timpani and contrabass. I might not just focus on timpani the whole time. All right, so here we go. Let's go over here. Let's find my timpani. Do I even have timpani in here? No, I haven't even used that at all. So the only percussion is a triangle. Let's find timpani. And there we go. Yeah, it's a cool piece, Emperor of Cheese. The duality, yeah. And it's not just duality. If you're probably familiar with the piece now, but when you listen to like the middle section, it's like whoa, it's like classical you know, like a chamber party, you know, for the bourgeois for a moment. And so it's kind of it's a very full dimensional composition. Let's go to the Cineperk timpani that I have set up here. Cineperk is great because it doesn't have expression maps, and sometimes that's good. Sometimes expression maps can get really you can get bogged down with that. But the programming with this is pretty good. I just have to remember which note it is. Okay, so down here are my rolls. Okay, and how should I do this? Maybe on the B section, we'll call this the roll. And so sometimes when you hit a timpani, you want to accent it and then roll like a forte piano kind of thing. So I'll actually do this as the hit and then the other one as the roll. Okay, so there's that. We can probably go loud. Okay, alright, that's pretty loud. That's plenty loud. I'm just going to bring that down a bit. And then over here, we'll find the corresponding note. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll just copy this over into here. Let's actually scroll down as well, so I can just click on that. And then on this one, it's 2 octaves below, I believe. Something like that. Okay, so let's hear how this sounds. And that's not supposed to happen. Let's see if I can fix that real quick. So over here, let's delete that. Let's delete that. Aha. Okay, that's better. Dun, dun, dun. And then over here, back to timpani. Although I might have deleted it somehow. I'm not sure how that happened. Did I undo? I'm just going to copy and paste that in again. Okay. Yes. There we go. Okay, perfect. That's what we want. Let's rock and roll. So we have E. I'm going to roll over. And then we'll go down. Okay, just like that. So as you can see here, I'm going up. Where is the timpani? Yeah, right here. Up and then down. And this is separated. So if it's not tied, you just kind of reattack it, I guess. And then piano. I believe. You know, I'm kind of curious. I'm going to listen to this one more time, just the timpani part, and see if there's a reattack of those notes. Interesting. It doesn't sound like I'm hearing like a disconnect of the roll. Normally, I was trained. I played timpani in college. And maybe I just forgot or something, but normally you would tie that over, but it looks like we're just gonna have a steady, it's gonna be a long E on the piano roll there up until 295. Okay, so then alright, let's do that and then bring this down a little bit. Okay, so let's find, although this is not 295, is it? Okay, so let's write this down. Let's do some math. 271, right? 271. And then I'll say 295 or so. So this is 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76. or I can actually count backwards. That's probably faster. So this is 299, 98, 97, 96, 95. Okay, so I can just basically extend this out, and we might split it at some point, but this will just kind of be nice to be able to do some quick rolling with. And so on. So that's the idea. So this is a piano starting around there. Okay, I'm gonna actually I'll just do that with my faders. Would it be easier? Maybe I'll do this. I'll start it here again, and then I'm gonna switch over to the score because it's actually a lot easier reading it on the screen here. So up until there, that's where 295 would be. I'll make a note actually of that. 295. Okay, and then after that, oh hello. We'll go back to our other half of the timpani. It's just, this is the same timpani, but this is the hits, and we're gonna go dun dun. So. Okay, right there. So we're going 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay. So there you go. There's that first one. Second one goes again, and we might bring this down just a bit. Okay. Let's go up. Dun dun. Maybe go dun dun. Something like that. Okay, do that again here. And then more rolls at one, whatever measure that is. So right here at 297, you go 3 times, 4, 5, 6, and then again dun 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 dun, and then do it again. So it's pretty easy. So let's put this over here. Let's go over here. Oops. And let's go like this. Okay, so there's that. And then we do it again over here. So this is 305. You go 1, 2, 3 measures. 1 measure, 1 measure, 1 measure. So that's 6. Break. And then no timpani. So it looks like we have some bass drum. GRC is Gran Casa, and PTI is Piatti. That's a crash cymbal. So those are gonna come in at 30 or 310. No, 311. I mean, so at 311 we drop out. Cool. That's all I need to know for now. It's good to look ahead though. So like that. So then, depending on the shaping of the rest of the ensemble, we'll want to, do something about that. I'm not sure though. See. It's kind of natural to do like a swell, but it depends on the music. So I'll just do that. Oops, excuse me. I'll do that for now. Good question, Emperor of Cheese. You're asking, What else could you change note besides expression, modulation, velocity? The last one I use is, of course, CC7, and I use that generally as more of a global thing. But sometimes I might, shape stuff in here too, just to kind of give it an extra boost in volume, or even to help with the fading. Um, Certain libraries, as you know, like Spitfire adds their more like proprietary type of stuff. Cinematic Studio is another one that's famous for that. CC2 for breath, or CC21 for vibrato, and yeah, all of that's important. The more options, the better, so to speak. But sometimes if it's too many options, it gets overwhelming, and you might forget to program it in, as I do sometimes. So for me, it's simpler the better, but you might not get as the best results. So going back to this 311 idea, let's just make sure that I did my math right, because it looks like at 311 I drop out, right? I hope I counted this right. Let's just see if I counted this right. So this is 300, 301, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I am off by one measure. And let's just make sure this is also right. So 295. Okay, 295 is right here. Okay, 297. 3. Oh, I see. I might have messed up. 70. No, I'm looking at this one. 303. Okay, so let's look at 303. I see. So this actually needs to be a little bit further out on 303. So this is 1, 2, 3. And this is actually long, like, yeah, twice as long. It sounds kind of funny when you overwrite it sometimes. Anyways, that's, pretty much, I think that's where timpani ends, but let's just look ahead now. So, let's see if 310, I drop out over here. I do. Okay, so from then on, let's look at the next page. This is measure 316. Timpani does come back on 317. Okay, so then we have B. Let's just hold it on B now, not E. And that B goes on for quite a bit. Let's see, about till here. 329, even, more, 330, 332. Okay, so we'll end it at 332 with a big crescendo, but it's super soft, as you can see. It goes to pianissimo. Let's go ahead and record that in, what was it, 332? 332, yeah. So the last measure is 332. Let's find that spot where the timpani comes back in. Okay, you know what? I made a mistake. I also need to add these hits here. I just realized. So these hits here are on B as well. So I'll change that as well. Let's go to, I think 317. That's where I was trying to find. Okay, so anywho, what we're gonna do is we're gonna change these notes real quick to B, and this one would be B, right? Okay, that's what I was afraid of. I think I went too low on this. There you go, that sounds better. Yeah, because when it goes to B -1, I'm like, uh-oh, I made a mistake. So that E is actually too low. So this is actually the right octave now. Good, good, good. And then, oh, hell, I got stuck there. Let me, sorry for the screen jerkiness there. So right here. this is actually E, I believe, still. Let's just double check that. I totally overlooked that. Okay, so then after this point, it goes to B. Right, okay. So then from my memory, we're going 317. So this is 1, I'm looking here, by the way, 311. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So from here, it's another B. And then we're going to just drag that out to 332. So here's 329. So that means this is 30, 31, 32. Okay, perfect. And then what I'll do is I'll give myself 2 beats of rest. And I'm going to go and press record now. It says forte, so I'm going to actually redo that. Let's try again. Okay. And, oh. I meant to do that. I'm so conditioned to press spacebar to stop, but if I'm not in Cubase, it does something else. So, anyways, so that's it. The reason why you hear a note doom is because of Spitfire's, Cineperk's programming. I don't know if there's a way to fix that where you can take out the release. I'm actually curious. I'm actually gonna take a gander at the contact side of things real quick. After all these years using Cineperk, it never dawned on me if there's actually a little, if there's actually a way to get rid of that note on the rolls, at least. Crescendo roll. Custom map. Nah, we don't want that. Okay, well, I guess there's a release samples. I'm not sure what that means entirely. Key switch, release samples. Is that this button? Main variant. Yeah, I'm not sure. It might be, might have something to do with this. Release samples. I don't know. Anyways, there's not a really clear way to see if there's a release or to disable it. So the only other way to do that is just, you kind of have to do that, I guess. Especially if this is on B, right? And then the next note, going back over to here, on 333, there's a timpani goes back to E, yeah. So you don't want that B to hit really hard. So I'm kind of just left with the choice to kind of mute it, basically, and come back in if I need to. Right? And then on that other half, I just hit a B, or E, excuse me. So I'm going to grab one of these notes here. And let's find the other side. There we go. Okay, so yeah, right there. Let's go to the E. There you go. Okay, so now let's just smooth out that transition, because you can clearly hear this dropping out too quickly. Yeah, it's not perfect, but that's kind of what I've been able to do in the past. Anywho, that's it. So timpani's done. It sure is. Yeah, Sam, you're right. Timpani is hard to program. I I think the Cinnamperk one is pretty good. The Hans Zimmer uh, percussion library with the timpani is pretty good too. It's a very different character. I think this one is more indicative of classical style, which is perfect for this project. The East West I also have, and for one, they do have a roll expression map, which in some ways is better if you're not trying to have like a note that releases. That's the only gripe I have with the Cineperk is like if you're rolling on one note like on a B and then you want to hit it on an E after you can't really just do that seamlessly. Anyways, so let's make a roadmap now over here with the maps. Okay, so how should I do this? I'm gonna just make a new section so I can just highlight that and set the locators if I need to. But basically, we're gonna focus on this for probably the next 2 episodes. Okay, so I said I'd go back to the bass, but I actually didn't. I thought this was actually a lot easier than I thought. So now we're gonna go to the bass side of things, which is here, and I think that's it. Yeah, I only have one. So over on the bass side, let's go to here again. And we can see contrabass on the very bottom. And you can see also how the cello 2 is doubling. Cello 1's doing something else. Excuse me. Bass is actually heard an octave lower though, so technically they're in octaves here. So you have that. I'm just gonna look ahead. Looks like cello 2 and contrabass are in unison or in octaves, technically, all the way over. We're at 293 now. Cool. That makes things a lot easier. So, thank God for copy and paste, right? Yeah, it looks like cello 2 and contrabass is exactly the same. Up until that next part. So let me double check though here. Interesting. It looks like cello 2 and cello 1 combine here. And so the up stem is cello 1, cello 2 is down. So yeah, it is still matching the bass. And then there's nothing here. The bass drops out. Okay, cool. Well, that's good to know. We'll get 2 lines done today for the price of 1. So going back, 271. This is an A sharp. Interesting, A sharp. What key are we in here? Let's see. Because this piece is in E minor. Let's see. Okay, so A sharp. That's interesting. A sharp. We probably are in the 7th of the chord, or excuse me, 7. No, not the 7th. It would be something like the tritone. Let's look at the other notes here. We have A sharp, E, C, A, E, E, C. Oops. What did I do? I did something with my wheel there. Yeah. Anyways, let's go over here. Let's play these notes. Whoa. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. Let's make sense of this. Let's look at the harp. The harp right there is going. Okay, so that's spelling out of an interesting chord. It looks like a C dominant chord over B flat, but enharmonically A sharp. Another way of looking at it is a B flat, or sorry, A sharp, A sharp. What is that? Yeah, I would say it's like a C dominant chord, C7 dominant. That's weird. I'm trying to make sense of that. So from E minor. Right? Something like that. Wow. Huh. As time goes on, I think we'll figure that out. But that's a very fascinating chord. Also, look at this. The trumpet and trombones here, even the horn, they're playing this thing where we're going. Right, and then that's the horn. Trumpets add that in. Okay, now we have COR, TR is trumpet, TRB is trombone, right? Am I missing? TB is tuba. Okay, so. Oh, okay. So what's throwing me off is that trombone. Let me just see here real quick. That trombone is in tenor clef, so the page beforehand, we don't have anything, huh? So all of a sudden, trombone sneaks in tenor clef, and it goes, here I am, and I have to figure that out real quick. I'm not good at my tenor clef transpositions. So if this is C, that would be G and E. So right, yeah. E flat. Huh. Okay. E flat. Let me just double check something, because I don't think I put trumpet in here yet. Let's see if trumpet is transposing. Trumpet is supposedly in C, Do. Oh, okay. And this is an alto. Oh, actually, there's two. There's an alto trombone and a tenor trombone. That's why it's in that clef. Well, still in tenor clef though, but still, that's one thing to remember. But going back to the trumpet, I'm a little confused because saying E flat, then that just changes my whole perspective on that chord. I'm spending a lot of time on this, I know, but I'm just like, I'm more fascinated right now, trying to make sense of this chord and the transition. So, yeah. Let's see if I can stretch over. I'll just do the first octave of that. That E flat's throwing me off. I'm just wondering if something changed. If there's like a note over here saying go to a different trumpet, like a D trumpet or something like that, if it transposes trumpet in E right there. That's why. Right? Yeah, in E, me. So that means, and if I'm correct, it's a E trumpet transposing starting here. Or is it because there's a key change here? The key change goes to G major, looks like. But then this trumpet note is saying go to a E trumpet. And a E trumpet sounding E note or sounding C note would be an E. So it's a 6 below. Right? That's my guess. So, but then, let me just double check here. So the horns say go to the C, but I didn't see any note here saying go back to C trumpet. So that's a little bit of a curveball for me. Okay, so going back here, this C and E flat, if I were to write something, I'm just going to write a note so I don't forget. I'll just do it right on this measure. So trumpet is in E, or I'll say E trumpet. And if we think this through, hopefully we get this right. But then C, that bottom note is actually a E below or E above. It's probably E above actually, so a third above. And then that E flat is a G. So it's a E and G. All right, let's listen to the recording one more time. Right. That sounds right to me. Okay. The only other thing that's throwing me off is, for some reason, my this transition. Oh, never mind. Okay, no, that's right. Oh no, actually, something's off. Okay, I don't know how that happened, but either I added an extra measure somehow. That's so weird. I'm just gonna move that over. Okay. Anyways, that should be there. Okay. All right. So going back, and this is just a reference track that I can A and B. I'll have to figure out what I did there wrong, but we'll do that later. Okay. So a lot to say about that. Even here, what I'll do is make a note and say. I'll just remind myself. Trumpet is in E, and this is measure 271. Okay. All right. That's good to know. We won't probably touch the trumpet anyways, but I'm glad we hit that up. Let's go back to the bass. So the bass is, let's see, 271. We might be able to just play these notes depending on how complex they are. But I'm going to look at it on my iPad for a second. Okay, so these are probably arco notes. So no more pizzicato. And then over here we're going to go either staccato or spiccato. Let's see, do I have staccato? I think it's tenuto. Nah, I think spiccato is the way to go on this one. So we're gonna go like that. So I mean, we might be just able to program it if anything, but okay. And then this is a A sharp. Okay, and let's see. I'm not really hearing that. Okay, great. All right, so where are we at? So we have that A sharps. Dun 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 dun. Okay, and this one I might want to play. see, let's go one more. Right. And it'll be legato, and then. Interesting. Okay. Well, okay, so maybe what I'll do is up till here. Maybe a little accent on some of these. I'll give a little variation as well. So, dun dun dun. Maybe a crescendo towards the end of that. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do something funky, but I'll just remember to erase it after. This will go to, oh, I guess I don't, do I have a legato patch here? I don't, okay. That's okay, I'll just do it here. And then I'll do it as a sustain. Okay, and let's slow this down. Actually, I'll just solo it, why not? So, here we go. Do 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 do. Alright, that's pretty straightforward. I might be able to just play that as is without the score. Oh yeah, but knowing when to transfer is the other thing. Okay, but that's the idea. Okay. Maybe I'll read it because I have to see how long that note sustains for. And I think I offset a note there. Let's try it again. So on, right? So I'm looking here, and it just reattacks the short dun 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 dun. Do that as well. So let's just copy this over. Go over here, and as far as the shaping goes, it is pretty loud. Might bring that down just a bit. Oh yeah, and let's go back to the actual tempo. Okay, something's not right. Oh, I see. Okay. This is where it gets, this gets me sometimes, is the Cubase ramp mode stuff. Okay. Okay. Although we want it to go sforzando and then piano. Okay, let's see. It's just throwing me off with the CC7. Keep that there. Let's try again. Okay, that's the idea. I can delete this guy. The reason why I do that is so I can trick it to play these notes in sustain or long. Okay, so then I can program these. They're probably already programmed. At least this one was, and this one was as well. Let's see. Let's double check. For some reason, hold on. Why isn't that not showing? Oh, look at that. Okay, so let me just make sure I did this right. Okay. Right, okay. And then the last thing is just to make sure that this is in time. Let's see. So I don't have to do any triplets, but if I do this, that's pretty much that. So let's go here. I'll do a soft quantize. Okay, and so on. So this can be a little louder. How about we just bring up the CC7 data? Okay, and then because bass sounds like the attack takes a while for it to be heard. Sometimes I just push it ahead a little bit, and that means I have to tuck that in a little more. Right, cool. Now, because this gets a little obnoxious, I'm gonna just mute the timpani for now, and that way we can really hear what's happening in the strings. So here's the strings again. Okay, I just want to make sure that the balance was good. I might have to do something about that first note. I don't know, or maybe it's something to do with this, or here. I'm not sure. It's just a bit abrupt. Okay, yeah. So there you go. So there's one little chunk of that for the bass. Let's just keep going. Does Jaeger have the classic mixing option? If so, is that good for classical style music? Yeah, it is. Only problem is it's a compromise with Jaeger stuff. They're a great library, but when you're using the mod wheel, and if you're familiar with how dynamic layering is, like with mod wheel, is like usually, there's like the bottom half, or sometimes the bottom like quadrant, or like bottom third, quarter, whatever, how many layers there are. They program Jaeger in a way where the first half is one, like the softer side of things, and then when you go up, it's like they record another layer that's like super aggressive, and it has a lot of bite to it. So there's not like a lot in the middle in between that. Whereas if you use like a Spitfire or more classical oriented library, they will give you layers across the board that's a little bit more smooth, and you'll just get like a more expressive sound for this type of music, at least. Jaeger was built as a trailer library generally, but you can still use it like classical if you just know how to program it. A lot of times you just have to bring down your mod wheel to like the bottom half, and it'll sound fine. But there's not a lot of room, if you're just trying to express the bottom half versus, a Spitfire where you're going all the way up and down. You'll probably want to use a Spitfire in certain contexts. So anyways, so let's go to this next part. 115 on this measure of the DAW is the equivalent of looks like 281. Okay, so and we'll look at the notes. Do do do. Okay, so now instead of the D, it goes to C sharp. Let me just double check if I did this right. This one goes Do 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 do, and then here it goes. So a little different notes: A sharp, C instead of B. So honestly, we can copy and paste that. But going down, it looks like it goes back to the B instead of the C sharp, or the C natural here. So that's kind of weird. Oh, okay. But it changes after. So at least to 287, we're good. So I wanted to make a marker there as well, 281. Okay. So we're going to do a combination of recording and programming, copy, paste, all that stuff. So what I was saying, and we might be able to just delete this and go like this. And yeah, I think from here we have same thing. And then these notes, instead of B and C, it's C and C sharp. But then when you go back down, it goes to B natural. Let's see if this is C natural. Going back down, where are we? Okay, so here it's a C sharp again. So it goes back to that other chord previous. I don't know what these chords are, to be honest. I'm still racking my brain around what chord that transition is. I'm guessing it's a C dominant 7 over B flat, but disguised as A sharp, something like that. But anywho, this is the bass, and then eventually what I'll do is I'll copy this over to the cello tube. But in the meantime, let's keep going. So we have here 287. Let me just double check if we're in the right spot here. So this is 281. You go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Sometimes I get lost, and I'm a little worried. I might have like added an extra measure back here somewhere, because I'm off by a measure. I don't know how that happened. Let's see our notes as well. So 104. Yeah. So technically I should be at 104. I don't know. Maybe I did this wrong. Maybe so 105 is 271. So I do have that. But somehow I don't know what the heck happened, but somehow we're just missing a whole measure compared to the reference track. That's so weird. Yeah, there's a lot of funky things happening today. So 287, going back to what we're doing. So we go do 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 do. How's that sound? It's actually not A sharp, it's A natural. You do that twice, and then it goes boom. Right? I'm playing that wrong. Oh. That's an interesting jump. So I'm looking over here. On this part, it's G sharp. Almost sounds jazzy. Anyways, the next part, you probably repeat it. And then cool. So that's actually pretty easy. So let's go ahead and maybe I will program this in, because then I'll just be more consistent. So I've been trying to use this better. Well, let's go ahead and try that. Let's go to yeah, I guess we'll do the grid, and then we'll go like this. Oh, actually, let's just do, well, I already copied it. I'll delete this part. Oops. I pressed F1. It came up on my other screen. Alright. There we go. Bum, 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 bum. Something like that. So the first notes, I think it was A natural, 287, yeah. So A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G. A, you know what, I'll look down on my iPad, how about that? So for programming, it's easier to have a different screen, but for recording, it's easier to have it on the main screen. This is kind of a learning lesson for me too on how to do this. So A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G. Okay. Cool. And the curves look good. We want a crescendo. So let's just delete all that. Okay. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing. Except I realize it's chopping off that first note. That's okay. I'll remember to do that after. So you do this again. Oops. Did I? Oh no. Okay. So there's that. Second and last. Okay. So what I mean is, just gotta push this forward a little bit. Because when you do that, that range, it actually cuts off the note. Makes sense. Okay, so on this part though, this measure, we're doing that kind of funky jump where it goes G sharp and then goes to C, I think. Yeah, B sharp. So C, and then this goes to C sharp. These go to E, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp. Cool. And you know, right now these are like exactly the same in terms of dynamics, but I bet you would play the second ones just a little bit louder. So for these second repeats, I'm just gonna kind of push them up a little bit. All right, and I mean other things would apply, like the timing might be a little different, but that's okay. Just a little more variation is good. Next measure, this is 293 on the score, or excuse me, 295 or 6, 296, 4 or 5, no, 296. Wait, this is probably off. This is probably 295. Yeah. 7, 8, 9. Yeah. So I have my markers written down probably off. There might be like one measure off over here. That's okay. So anyways, 295. We're gonna go G, just some spiccato G's. I could probably copy that from here. Let's do this one. And there's not a sforzando accent kind of thing happening in the beginning, so but I just want it loud. Whoa. It's on G. Maybe too loud. Cool. Okay. And then what else are we doing? After that, at 131, or my measure at 131, but it's really 297. 297 right here. So on 297, then you have yeah. Okay, wait. How come this one is a natural but not the other? or the second one's a natural. A, huh. Okay, well, let's see here. How can I zoom in? There we go. So this is kind of a weird marking, unless this is a G. Probably is. It just looks like a A. From G to A natural. Okay, let's just call it a G because the one above, the cello 2, is a G. It looks like a G. So, anywho, let's just go like this. There you go. Let's play this again. So you go. Okay, next page. All right. Let's practice that a few times. And then next page. And then. So last measure of that. Interesting. These are marcatos leading down. Alright, well, how should I do this? I kind of want to play this one, so let's do that. Slow it down. So I turned off the tempo track. It goes to 80, in case you're wondering. And let's go ahead and play this. Alright, let's get out of this. So I'm going to have these all spiccato for now. And then what I'll do is I'll turn the ones that need to be legato into the longs. Anyways. Oh, you know what? I think I need to do this, so let's bring this down just a little bit. Okay. Oh, well, you know what? I do need a click track, so it keeps me on track. Okay. Well, if I were able to turn the page on time, then I could have kept going. But let's go from there. All right. Okay, I'm a little lost. Oh, I see. So this is C sharp. All right, let's try again. Oh, hello. Flub that. Let's try again. If I didn't even record. That's good. So I'll practice. Anyways. Oh, oops. I jumped the gun. Here we go. Okay, and then this is copy and paste for those two measures. This looks like something similar, but it's different. So I'll just go like this. Do that. Okay. Now these are all legato here. Well, it's not technically legato with this patch that I'm using, but these are long notes. And then what I want to do is again push it forward a little bit, like that. I'll speed it up. Okay, and then from this point, dun dun dun. I think, let's see here, what I have. So that C sharp, starting here, it's all short, like that. This one can be more quantized in. Hey, Greg, long time no see. How are you, Mr. Rajaona? Okay, so let me go ahead. Let me try making this a little bit more on time. So for some reason this note is really loud. Oh, it's early, so I'll push that forward. Cool, right? And that's sort of dun 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 dun. So naturally, I kind of hear this going louder. Cool, and then let's use our fader a bit. Whoa, hello. Okay, yeah, it's a little too much. Let's bring that down. Cool. All right. Yeah. So that's the idea. We can probably even use this a little bit on the mod. Okay, so then this measure, this would be 300, 301, 302, 303, 304, 305. I'm just gonna make these markers so that when we cross-reference other instruments, it'll be easier. So 305, it's kind of that same scheme. So G sharp, A, B. It's a little bit different though in notes, but it's a predictable shape of our run, if you will. So this is like 5 measures. Okay. Right? 5? No, 6 measures. 6 measures. So within those 6 measures, what I'll do is I'm gonna copy and paste this event. Or I can do that fun little range tool again. And if I were to do that, then I might need to delete this and do it from here. So do that. It's a little easier in the long run to do it this way. Okay, and then over on this part, the notes change. As you can see, G sharp. So I'm just gonna find that spot on my iPad. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go G sharp, A, B, and then C sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, B, C sharp. Next page. D, F sharp, C sharp. Okay, moving down. Let's make sure I have these notes right. D, so F sharp, E, D, C sharp. What note was that? G sharp. Okay. Alright, so let's have a listen real quick to that. Also, I should probably push these over as well. Like that. Something like that. Alright. Have a good night, Sam. hey Greg, I just got read your message. Oh no, that is not good, man. I hope you're doing better. But yeah, oh man, that sounds like you had a lot of stories to share there. Uh, hope you're doing okay though. Let's see here. So on this part, I'm gonna make sure this is a ramp, like that. Okay. All right. So we are almost to the point where we're at the end of this little section. So we're getting there. We might as well do this as well. Just set the locator so I know where the ending is. Oh yeah, man. So if you mind me asking, are you back now? Are you back at home? That is some wild stuff. Ooh wee. Okay, so we have G's. And what measure were we on? This was 312, right? 312, 312, 312. Okay, so from here, that's where I need to look. Let's play through a little bit of this. All right. So this is probably one that I would want to play as well, or record in. And then just more of those shorts leading into very quiet. 329 is where the bass drops out. Is that correct? 329. Well, okay, I see. The ending of the section is 332, but bass drops out at 329. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll actually move this over so it's a little bit shorter, so I know where it drops out. And what I'll do is I will go ahead and change the tempo and get ready to record on that. That's good to hear that you're home at least, Greg. Oh man. Well, if anything, we missed you. There were a few streams where I was like, oh, where's Greg at? So I'm glad that you're back at least in one piece. Okay, so here is that one section, as I was saying, 312. Yes, 312 right here. Okay, so looking at that bottom, this is actually a little bit trickier. This might take me a few tries, but I'm just gonna do my best here. And then these will be all short, but I'll change the notes that need to be long and connected to that afterwards. Just be easier. Okay, let's turn the metronome on. There's this, and there's that. Okay, all right. So let's give ourselves 3 measures. Oh yeah. All right. So it's not 312, it's 311. That's actually where I need to start. I was looking at this and I was like, where am I going? Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, so 311 should be here. I'm all disoriented with these bar numbers and whatnot. The DAW bar numbers are different than the score bar numbers, so this is a big arm wrestle. Oh wait, okay, something did not jive. Okay. All right, I'll get this. This is a lot of coordination. I always have to like, I need to put like stickers or something on these keyboard where the arrows are, because I can't see while I'm changing pages and whatnot, but I'll get it. Let's see what I did wrong. Oh man, okay. I'll get it. It's just like an unusual bass line. Out of context, it sounds a little weird. All right, and we're done. Okay, well, I got that one right. Okay, so let's go to this part here. I think the last note should be there, right? Let's see. Let's just double check this measure at 329. I do have one more note. Okay, good. I try to get the dynamics as accurate as possible there too. Let's bring that down even more. Okay, now let's speed it back up to the full time. I guess I did that already. And then next step is, I guess we can quantize these to the best we can. Soft quantize though, like that. Okay. All right. So these dun 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 dun. Let's try to get some of those slurs as well, because this one's pretty specific. It looks like. I know this is not a legato patch, but when I copy and paste this over to cello 2, we do want to have a legato or some overlapping and account for the slurs. So anyways, let's do that real quick. I'm actually going to look at my iPad for this one as well, so that it's easier when I do this. All right. So these first 3 notes slur. So what I'm going to do is I'm kind of giving a gap between the next notes here, and then this one, right, and so on. Although these, I'm not sure. I might have to listen to the recording to make sure these are more like of sustained quality. Alright, it's kind of loud. Sorry. Maybe I'll bring this down a little bit. So it does have a more sustained quality, so I think we're good to go on that. So we'll just hear this. Right. And so on. We'll also play around with the faders. Okay, so right, dun, 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 dun. So just think of like a pirate type vibe here, and then I'll push these over in front of the beat as well. All right, so I'm kind of getting the pattern here for the most part. So let's do this too. Maybe on this note, I will do a spiccato. I think that might work better. So, or even marcato. I'm not sure what that would sound like. Oh, interesting. So there's two types of marcatos. So this one's like a sustained marcato. So this is probably what we want. Yeah, let's do that. Anywho, trying to make sense of, or trying to see if I can do a quicker pass at this somehow. I think I understand now. So let's do this. All the way to here. Let's do that, and then for the notes that need to be longer, which are the starts of the measure here, we're gonna extend them out as well. And also make these all marcatos. So yeah, the marcato terminology is confusing. Sometimes when you see a marcato on a sample library, it's a short marcato, like you can hold it and it sustains for a bit, but it'll cut out. And then there's ones that just indefinitely go, which is like a long marcato, or with an indefinite release. So, anyways, now that we have this, what we'll do is for every note that ends here, I'm just gonna shorten that a little bit. And the last thing is we're gonna overlap these notes like that. Oh, actually, I already did this one. Just overlap that by a little bit. Okay, so then I think we got it. Okay, well, we'll change this to spiccato. Right, and so on. Yeah, actually, let's keep the velocity visible. Okay. You know, and because this marcato is a lot more aggressive sounding, I might not need to push this forward as much, but let's see how this sounds. Yeah, I feel like I don't need to do that now. I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Let's see. Well, okay, let's push it ahead of the beat so we can stay on top of the beat there. Okay, so that's it for the bass, and now we can copy that into cello 2. Now, tricky thing is I have cello core 1. I don't have a cello core for 2 though. Let me think about that now. Let's see here, because let's see, the cello 1 part is independent of cello 2, and it's using like measured tremolos and maybe some runs. So, if that's the case, I'm just wondering which one I should allot it to. I haven't actually used this one yet. So I'm thinking, I can maybe open up an instance of the Pacific with cello in it. And this will be my cello 1. And then this one is my cello 2. If that makes sense. Anywho, what I'll need to do then is just move this up here. And we're going to go ahead and just make sure that the articulations are all assigned, which they are. Great. And let's have a listen to that. Bringing it an octave higher as well. Cool. All right, so that might be a little loud, but let's hear in context. Okay, and then let's hear with the timpani too. Cool. There's something funky about that cello though. Can't put my finger on it. Maybe we bring this down, or in CC21, let's do less vibrato. I don't know. See. Oh, I see. So let's get rid of that. There you go. Anyways, go back here. Or it actually probably makes sense to put a little bit of vibrato there, but maybe not as much. Yeah, I don't know. I'll just dial down the volume a little bit. How about we dial it down here instead? Okay, I'll fix the roll in terms of like the dynamics, but that's the idea. Cool. Let's look at the volume. Let's go delete this part. Oh, hello. Okay, so that sounds a little weird. Everything leading up to that, though, seems okay. Maybe we'll balance the volume as well, but it's sounding okay. So then here, though, this is my sustained marcato, and it's not ideally where I would like it to sound. So let's see. It's pretty aggressive. So I'm just tempted to change this to, let's say, sustain instead. But then let's get rid of that. Yeah, it's a weird catch-22. Good. All right. So my only other take is some of these notes are kind of short. Maybe I shorten them too much. So what it will do is let's lengthen these guys. I forgot to do that actually. These guys need to be longer. So we'll lengthen these and but make sure they don't overlap. That's the tricky part. Cool. And this is kind of loud, but it's already down a bit. Okay, let's keep listening. It probably slows down here too. Yeah, especially right there. And let's just make sure that this is accurate. Yeah, that's where the, well, actually the bass drops out here, right? Yeah, so bass drops out there. Great. So that's good. Yeah, having a reference track is really good to just as like an analysis or a framework of how loud and balanced things should be. So I highly recommend doing that and using that as your A/B comparison. Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, we got percussion and timpani. Well, actually, just timpani in this case. So the other thing was there was some Gran Casa right here. So Gran Casa's bass drum. There's triangle. There's what else? Harp. I mean, we could probably put harp in as well. Anyways, let's start with the bass drum and go from there, I guess. This triangle hit as well. Okay, so let's just put that into the mix. Right there, and we're gonna add bass drum, which I don't have, but I do have the triangle, so let's add that in right here. Okay, so there's that, and then we need to grab bass drum. Which bass drum? Let's try this big one. Okay, and I'll just draw in this much. Okay, and I think it's like C1. Okay, so is it choked or is it long? This one looks like it's long, and it's doing this weird swell thing, which doesn't make sense, right? Unless you're rolling it. But there's not a roll. Oh, there's a trill. Okay, that makes sense now. So there's a trill, so you're rolling it, and then you go boom. Sometimes that TR is confusing because that is usually like it's a trill sign, but you're really doing a tremolo technically. Anywho, so this is kind of the idea. Where is it like? Let's see. Maybe it's twice as short or half as long. Yeah. Okay. Con la bachata. Kind of like having an attack there. So let's do that, and then what we'll do is we'll write it up and down. Kind of, that's the idea. This is so quick. I mean, you can't really do much with that bass drum when you're doing it that quick on a roll. From personal experience, but that's fine. So we got that. Let's find the other hits. So Gran Casa 275. Nothing here, but again, This is where the dun 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 dun, that part. We're gonna go to 279. Let's use this guy. Okay, where is 279? Which should be here. Oh, hello. Like that. Okay, next. Then we have 281. Okay, so crash. Should we do crash? Let's come back to that. Where's that? Okay, Gran Casa. This is 311. 311, we're gonna roll, boom. And then roll, boom. Roll, boom. And a little bit more. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump forward to 313 actually. Okay, 313, which is here. And we're gonna go whoop, and then we're gonna go whoop. Right? Yeah. Okay, and then I purposely skipped this one so that I can reshape that now. So 311, we're gonna go here. Oops. Copy, paste. All right, so this one is, they're wanting to do something like this instead. So let's go ahead and do that. That's a weird cutoff. Oh, you know what? I think this has a release sample. Huh? I'm confused. Is it because this is down? I thought it actually released. Whoa. I'm a little confused. Why is it not hitting? Whoa. What about this one? Huh. This one has it and the other one doesn't. Why is that? Let's go back here real quick. This is something I might have messed around with. So if I go here, huh? I don't know. Key switch. Is it the sample start? Nope. Huh. Okay. That's another weird technical thing. Should I just bring it down here? There you go. Okay, let's just do that then. And we'll bring this slightly down. Good. That's kind of the idea. Alright, so, oops, that's not where I wanted to go. I want to go here. Let's keep moving. So then on 321 we have Cole Bachata. Boom. Okay. In this case, we will still tremolo that. And then there's nothing else. So they drop out. So this is it. 321 to 333. 321 to 333, which is right here. Right here. Okay, so we're gonna go that. Okay, it's kind of loud. I can bring that down. Okay. Cool. Yeah, still kind of drastic, but I guess once you put the whole entire orchestra in, it won't be as heard, or it'll be covered up. So then, with the bass drum, in conjunction with that, we have some piatti. So the one I like to use is east-west. East-west. Maybe I should type it in piatti, or, oh yeah, there's some there too. East-west crash cymbal. Maybe it's under crash combo. That's what it is. Okay. Alright, there's one. So I think there's a hit somewhere in the beginning. Yeah. Okay, so I think it was, just double checking, it was this one right here. So 295 on the dot 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 dot, where the timpanis are, and then again right there. And then after that, and how loud is it? That's a forte. Okay. And then we have a hit here. This is 312, and a hit here. But are these shorts? It looks like a staccato note almost. But there's not a staccato here. Interesting. I would assume it's a staccato on both. Okay, last but not least, there's another hit right there too. And then, oh, you know what? I think I made a mistake. This is not Gran Casa on 321. This is actually a piatti, or suspended cymbal. Okay, so I'll fix that. But I think I get the gist of where we are on this part. Bum, bum, bum. Do I need to review? I think I can just place them in accordingly. I'll just have to remember this measure, 312. Okay. So first off, let's fix this bass drum thing. There's a hit, but not a roll. Okay. Alright, so there's that. But then there's a suspended cymbal thing, so we'll have to come back to that. Okay. And then the timpani. So there's some timpani that I'll keep in context with everything. So here there's a crash on this part. Hey, Don Don Power Ranger. Okay. Alright, so there you go. There's the first one. And then we're going to do it again. Let's just find that timpani hit. So right here we're going to match it. That's a good volume, maybe just slightly quieter. And then there's also this part where the bass drum comes in. 312, I believe is what I said. So here. Okay. So what we'll do is use the same note, but do the choke of the choke equivalent. This is 312 actually, right here. Right like that. I'm not sure how loud it needs to be, but that sounds pretty loud. Pretty good volume and power. There was one more hit though, right here. 1, 2, 316, and then there's another hit at 330, 323, 316. But I'm not sure if this is short. Yeah, it is. So this one, 316. This is 2, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So right here. Yeah, again, that timpani, we'll have to really shape that as time goes on, but we'll get there. The last thing is the suspended cymbals. So now we're loading in a lot of different percussion sounds for this session. Here, we'll just go something like this. Something like that. Now, I'm not sure how loud this part would be, the suspended cymbals, so I'm going to listen to the recording. Cool. All right. All right. That sounded kind of weird, but that's just because it's overwriting. We could probably bring it up a little more at the end. Okay, so that's pretty much it for percussion, I believe. Let's just do a quick wrap up on anything I may have missed. So I do see a decrescendo in the timpani starting at 25, so 325. Let me just see if I did that on the roll here. 325. I'm not sure where that be here. Here we go. This is 324, 325. Okay. So I am decrescendoing. I just wonder if I'm not going drastic enough, because it should be pianissimo here. So, like that. Alright, and so if we listen to timpani, cool. And then strings would do their little run, and so on. Okay, so we got what we have here so far. We have timpani and percussion, and then we have the bass and cello 2 done. Okay, all right. So before I go today, let's go ahead and try one more instrument and call it good. So at 271, let's have a look-see. There you go. And it looks like here we have harp. Harp would be pretty quick, I feel. I think we can call it a. How about we do harp on the next time? I want to do one that's a little bit more prominent, maybe like a cello or even a woodwind. Okay, I'm tempted to do the brass just because this is like a pretty important part. I could also just do the tuba and just get the low end all down. So tuba and even trombone. If we were to do those two, or even one, let's see, depends on how many notes there are. Yeah, oh, that's interesting. Okay, let's just focus on tuba. and see how far we can go with that. If we do it quickly, maybe I can go to the trombone. So we're holding on A sharp, and then here we're holding on, oh actually no, it goes A sharp to, oh yeah, this is deceiving because it like goes diagonally over. So let's find the tuba. I don't think I even have a tuba loaded in, so this is good. Let's go ahead and put all those guys in. For one, it looks like I already loaded it in, but I don't have, I have everything else but the tuba. So let's go to the tuba. Okay, so I have a few to choose from. Maybe I'll do the Spitfire, because I haven't actually used a Spitfire tuba yet. So this will be a good opportunity to get to know it. First note is A sharp on the very low end, like right here. Alright, that's not A sharp. There you go. And maybe this one. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, it probably is this one, and then, alright, that's pretty loud. Okay, we do want it like at that sforzando, right here, but then do we crescendo is a question, so it goes sforzando to piano, or not sforzando, this is just forte piano, but let's listen to the guide track. So it's hard to hear, to be honest. I don't really hear the bass. So let's draw it in. Okay, and I think it's, no, it only goes up until here. Okay, that's not bad. We can probably leave it there in terms of the volume. Next then would be 275. Okay, you got bomb. Let's try again. What am I doing wrong? Oh. Okay, oops. And then. Okay. Well, should I record that in? Probably easier to record that in. Oh. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Huh. That seems like a typo to me. There shouldn't be a dotted quarter note there. That should just be a quarter note. That's weird. It's weird when you find typos in conductor scores that are from pretty well-known publishers like Boozy and Hawks. But anyways, yeah, that rhythm is clearly not right. There's dots on this quarter note, but it should just be quarter note because this is in 6/8. It threw me off. Anyways. Wow. Okay, there's a lot going on here, and it's a lot different than what the bass line is doing, which is interesting. Okay. It looks like maybe from here they're in unison, but they're not. Yeah. So this A, and this is a F sharp. Interesting. It kind of rubs against each other. And then do do do. I'm just practicing right now. A lot of B's. Okay. Yeah, and it looks like it just drops. The tuba would drop out at this bar, which is 325. Okay. Well, I might maybe do this in chunks, but let's find 325 first off. Okay, there's 325. I'm gonna move this over here so I know where it stops. Next thing is let's go ahead and maybe slow down tempo. It's gonna be painfully slow, but at least I have a method here now. It's not perfect. It's a lot of coordination actually, but we're going to record this from as well. I'll just do a first take and see how far I can go, and then we can plan from there. All right, here we go. So let's save. Make sure nothing crashes when I do this. And okay, so the first note is already in there, and I just gotta get my eyes accustomed to where to look. Okay, here is 275. This is 272, 73, 74, 75. So let's start on 73. I see. So this is doing a cool trade-off with the bass. Okay. So this time around, this dotted quarter note is correct, but the one over here is not. So I'll have to keep that in mind too. Ay, ay, ay. Let me actually bring my fader down just a little bit. Yeah. Let's do that again. That timpani is pretty obnoxious, so I'm gonna bring it down or just mute it. Let's just mute it. So I played everything correct up to here. So let's just do a quick edit on that and go. Okay, and then let's just change all of this to. Oh, we can do legato. That's good. Let's do legato. Okay. All right. And then where are we at? So we have 113, 115. Let's see, actually not 115, 281. I'm looking at the wrong numbers. Okay, so 281, two measures. All right, let's try this. Not gonna happen. I think I pressed oh yeah, I brought this up. I definitely brought that. I got really loud, but I think there's a few notes here I can salvage up. So these guys, of course. Okay, this one was really off afterwards. So let's start here. Right there. 287, right? Okay. Okay, alright, I'm gonna bring this back up, and you know, if it's easier, let's just bring in a full screen of that key editor, and let's try again. Okay, something was not happening there. I have to do it twice, that's why. A lot of coordination. Yeah, alright. And so on. So this is why it's a pain to do it this way, but we'll pull through. So I got this good. This run is a bit sloppy. Okay, 124. This is a cool thing that I'm hearing between the contrabass and the tuba, though. Here's one, not 124. It's 289, 290 actually. Okay, let's find 290. Alright, and maybe I'll practice this part. 88, 89, 90. Okay, so it goes. Yeah, and so on. Okay, alright. Well, let's go to, how about 287? 287. I did something funky. Oh, I see. Okay, that's what I did. So this needs to go. I'm playing the bottom note, and now I'll just copy and paste that after. So 294. Right here. This needs to go down like that. That's what threw me off. That octave. Okay. Oh man, let's see. Like that. bad. Alright, I hope this is all making sense. So we have 134, which is 300 in the score. 300, okay. Let's find that again. 300 is right there. Okay, let's try it. Oh, hold on. Something's not jiving. So the crash cymbal might be placed wrong here. Okay, so 302 is not right. This should be 303. Oh, okay, that's good to know. So I might have miscounted this part. That should be here. This should be here. Okay. And so this part seems a little off. I'm not sure what I did wrong, but okay. So there we go. And let's go back to tuba. I'm still, let's see here. Let's do this. Let's go to the bass. Yeah, so 130, or I should say 301 is where that run starts. Okay, maybe I was just ahead of the beat. Although I need to go in here to record. Alright, my counting weird? I'm not sure. Let me count that again. It's 3 measures. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. A lot of chaos here. I think I got some of these on. Well, it'll sound way better once you go on full speed, but this really does help me to kind of keep track. But yeah, it's kind of a cluster. So I think here is where I need to start. So this is where that bass run is. 2, 2, 2. So we'll have to shape this a little more, but basically that's that on there. And then I think I must have done something funky here. Let's see. Oh, okay, I know I did. Yeah, there you go. So these are correct. They just gotta be quantized in the right spot. Like that. Yep. And then here, like this. Okay. Now we can go back to the normal tempo and see how this all plays together. The only thing is, the way I played some of these tuba notes maybe weren't 100% on time, And I'll just do a soft quantize on some of these. Okay, and so on. Okay, so then let's assign the notes. So these are all going to be legato. All right, here we go. Good. So now we'll just shape it. I think maybe in the beginning it's okay. We can leave it like that for now, but I'll start shaping it from here. Okay. For some reason, this one is not wanting to sound. That's partly because I have some overlapping notes here. Looks like. So let's delete any duplicates or double notes. Okay, here we go. Let's try again. Okay, and then there's like something funky going on here. I feel like there's like two notes overlapping, so let's make sure that's taken care of. The way to find out is if you just do this, basically, and if there's another note underneath it, there's a overlap. All right, because it just wasn't sounding for some reason. Okay, and then right there, that low note's kind of loud. There's some overlapping notes there too. I couldn't hear half of those right here. Let's just fix that by going like that. Overall, it's a bit rough, but what we'll do is I think I got everything in place except for this part. 305, I think I'm missing a few notes, so let's go 305. 305 tuba. Okay, so here you got A, B, C sharp, D, E, E, D, D, E, D. Okay, so for some reason I'm not having this land on a downbeat, so I think I know where that is. Let's go like this, like that. But I think it's supposed to be that way. There you go. Let's just listen to this last part. Okay. So, and then, you know, I might have flubbed this actually. Let's go to 311. Not the other DAW measure, but this score measure. So here you have do 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 do. So maybe on this part I do staccatos. Hey, is it Coco Mojo Weloliolo? Sorry if I just butchered that. What is the name of the bass instrument? Is it just low-pitched organ? Yes, this is actually tuba, and then the other thing was bass. This is actually part of the a bigger section, and so it does sound like an organ bass pedal for now, but there'll be like 20 more instruments added on top eventually. But yeah, we're kind of laying the foundation for this right now. So right here. Okay, so from oh nice, you are a former All-State tuba player. Awesome, very nice. So I mean, hopefully these tuba sounds are convincing enough. So you have A B C A B C A sharp C E A sharp C E. Okay, I got that much. I think I skipped something though. Let's put this over here and A sharp C E A sharp C E B. No, I'm right. I was right actually beforehand. Well, that's weird. Let's go ahead now add the octaves. So you got the bottom tuba 2 player, and then now we're gonna add the octaves above, except for some of these overlap. As you can see here, you have like this part, the A sharp C E overlap, and then this one overlaps. So we kind of have to be a little bit more surgical about this. All right, well, let's find. Oh man. Yeah, I'm kind of seeing some shared notes, which kind of gets tricky. So the idea here is, should I use 2 sample libraries or 1? I think I want to try 2 sample libraries. Okay, but if I do that, I gotta be careful. Like, I could use the east-west and do something like this. We'll treat this one as the bottom and this one as the top. This one is a little bit brighter. Okay, and then I'll just use my iPad. It'll be a little easier to navigate. But we gotta find the right spots, and then I'll just kind of bring them up an octave when needed, and go from there. Okay, so we have tuba. Okay, so all of this needs to go up. Next is this one too. All right. Let's listen. Okay, so let's see here. Oh yeah, okay, that's right. So 279 is good. Except, is this carrying over that long? Oh, it is. Okay. Maybe I need to go just a little bit over on this one. And what I like to do sometimes is bring both of these in together like this, so it's easier to see. So okay, now we're gonna just sort of go a little bit quicker on the draw. So this is 287 in the score, and on 287 we're still in octaves. But somewhere here they start sharing. This is 291. So 88, 89, 90, 91. This one right here shares a G sharp. Okay, how does that work? was actually on the tuba 2 that needed to go up instead. All right, and then same thing here. This is shared. Okay, and then going back to tuba 2, let's bring all this up. When I say second tubas, that's actually the bottom voice, right? Tuba 1. So the red is tuba 1. Okay, so here is, where are we at? 295. 295. G. Okay, that looks all good. All right, now we're sharing notes, starting at 2, 7, 8, 9, 289, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So right here, these notes go down, starting on the C. Okay, moving on. Yeah, that's good. Over here, though, we might want to bring this back up. So this is 303. 303. We have G sharps. Great. Moving to the next part. This is 305. Okay, now we share this A. And if it goes down like that, that means these go down as well. Okay, 308. 308. Okay, these are on octaves. Do. Okay, except these are non-octaves. This goes down. And then I believe all of these are in octaves, like that. Okay. And that's that. Alright, so dynamic wise, you know, we can start massaging as time goes on, but that's pretty much it for today's stream, guys. It sounds a little empty, of course, without the melody, but I throughout the session did play the reference track, and this is kind of like towards the very end of the piece. So if you guys also want to just reference it on your own, it's the St. John's Rapids section of the piece where there's like it's very stormy sounding, and it's a cool piece, but definitely challenging to try to get all of this going. So I only did percussion, bass, the cello 2 that doubles that in octaves, and then the tuba. So this kind of gives us a good framework to start layering everything. I think I can do everything else on this section by the next stream, and then that would just leave us this last part, and hopefully we can maybe finish this last section here from here to here in 2 or 3 streams maybe. So over in total we will have like maybe 8 or 9 episodes for this little series. I might try to speed up some of this along by doing like a second live stream, maybe one of the weeks, but anywho, this is as fast as I can work, and really happy with how it's turning out. Before we go, I will go ahead and just play you guys where we left off, and maybe I'll just play this little section where the melody starts, just so that we have some context, and then you can hear it from there. It's good to see some familiar faces, by the way. Tamashi trying. Good to see your name, and a bunch of other non-strangers that I've been seeing here. We have Guy Shard, we have Samuel Sheridan, Emperor of Cheese, Greg. It's good to see you as well. Coco Mojo. It was nice to meet you today. So let's go ahead and press play on, let's say, this section right here. And this is where we're transitioning to. All right. Cool. So that is all. I think I made one mistake here after looking at the score. This is good. This is why I do this kind of as a review, a recap, is to just make sure I didn't leave any stones unturned, so to speak. So this should be like this. Anyways, little small thing, but I just want to try to stay true to the score for this big project. And again, I do these things to push myself to become a better composer, learn more about orchestration, and in the process of doing it, I get to do it in front of all you guys. And if you guys have any questions, and we can learn together, it's just a great way to spend the time, so to speak. So with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the next stream. We try to do this every Thursday. This is Composing Live, brought to you from my very own studio here in Salt Lake City. All right, well, thank you guys. Take care. I'll see you next time.